The NBA World Championship Series. Today's game is sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. The Kelly Springfield Tire Company, the Kellys, they're good and tough. And by the totally new Chevrolet, now that's more like it.
Okay, we have 6 minutes to play from Virginia, and the Squires are trailing the Utah Stars 104-98. The Stars had a brief season in 1976 ABA with a 4-12 record, and the Squires had a worse winning percentage at 15-68, almost completing the 84-game schedule. So far tonight, we've had some great scoring from Ron Boone of Utah, who has 5 fouls but does have 25 points on 10 of 19 from the floor, including a 3-point shot made. The Squires have Luther Ticky Burden with 28 points in 30 minutes, but his defense has been quite awful. So I'm going to go with Fatty Taylor to guard Ron Boone. And as you know, this is replay basketball. I have not played a ton of this since I purchased it last year. But as long as I show a lot of faith and patience with this game, I have no problem playing it. It takes me a while to play. Actually, I've been away from the gaming mecca for a while, and this game is about 2 weeks old. So let's see how this final 6 minutes goes in Virginia. All right. It's going to be the Jazz ball. Jim Akins has 5 fouls, as does Ron Boone. So as does Al Smith, who I just took out. So they got to watch their fouls a little bit here. Stars have led the game most of the way, but the Squires will not give up. And we're going to go to the shooting guard, which is Ron Boone. And at 11, that's a contested 2 by the center. It looks like the shot is missed because it's higher than the defensive center of Swen Nature. I just must verify. So that's a missed shot by Boone, who just returned to the game. Rebound, defensive point guard, that's going to be Mack Calvin, who just returned to the game. And he'll be running the offense. Looks like we got a fast break opportunity. I believe they're both just in the green zone. I'm pretty sure, based on their poor defense of the fast break. So we'll run a fast break here for Virginia. And that is going to be 3 player gets fast break shot. Let's see, the white player is the center. And he gets a fast break shot if the blue die is higher than his or the point guard's fast break rating. So his fast break rating is a 4. It's only a 3. The point guard is Mack Calvin at this time, and his fast break rating is a 2. So does that mean he gets a fast break on that shot? Well, it looks like he'll get it because of Mack Calvin. We have a fast break shot for Swen Nader. 41 is the number we got to beat, and I get a 65, so a miss on the break by Nader. And rebound, let's see, do I use the same card? It looks like I can use this down here. Well, I'm going to try and use this rating down here for an alternate rebound. It shows fast break. Offensive point guard +2, which will be Mack Calvin, gives him a 5 versus the small forward. So it looks like Green has got it still. Steve Green. I got multiple greens in this game. And here comes, it says fast break. It does not. Does that mean we have to run a fast break? I am not certain. Let's try it anyway because it says fast break. Let's do it. And they got a green zone as well, so we'll run a 5. And that's going to be blue die names defender. Let's see here. Player with higher fast break rating on offense or defense called for foul. Okay. Offense, it's going to be the center. No, 4. It's going to be the small forward. Defense is going to be the 4, which is the power forward. And let's see what happens here. Okay, we've resolved this. Both of them have a fast break offense and defensive rating of 4. Therefore, if it's a tie, it's a charging foul if the offense is a visiting team player, which is true. So, Steve Green with an offensive foul. But we're starting off with all of the complex things that slow a game down. Here we go. Squires still up by down 6. Coach's choice. Let's go to Mack Calvin just back in the game. We go with the 44. And that's a potential steal. And it's not going to be a steal. So what that means is I think we just draw another play card. Goes over to Fatty Taylor. I've got him in for defense. Shooting guard. On this particular play, 24 is no good by Fatty. Rebound, defensive center, fast break opportunity. So Akins is going to grab the board. Fast break, Green. I'm getting a lot of fast breaks. And that's going to be a 6. And that gives, we also use the white, the 2. Break stopped if blue die is higher than the defender's fast break rating. All right, problem solved. The fast break has been stopped because the defensive rating and the blue die is higher than the offensive player's rating, so the Stars will just take over on offense. Coach's choice, go to 2. I've got John Roach. Had a decent game today, had a long streak of makes. 31, and that's a contested block shot. And the center Nader has a 4, which is lower than the 2, which means if the blue die is higher, it's block. If not, score a 2-point basket for Ron Boone. No, 2, John Roach, sorry. Here we go. 106.98, a huge basket for the Stars. Ball goes back to the Squires, and it says go to 1. Give Mack Calvin another opportunity here, and that's a 1-2. And that's a contested 2-pointer. And the 5 on Roach is higher than the 4. If the blue die is higher, the shot is missed. Oh, the blue die. That's wrong. The blue die is higher, it's not. So, oh shoot, I just realized I misread the die again. Red and white. Let's do this again. Red and white is 52. And a 52 is an assist. So that's an assist for Mack Calvin. All right. 106, 102. Basket goes to the 1. Power forward, Mike Green. And you can see I still have some dice reading issues there. So it's 106, 102. It's getting close. Coach's choice, go to 4, which is rare. And that's Jumbo Jimbo. And that's a 26. And that's not good. I've played Akins probably a few too many minutes today. Rebound defensive small forward. That's going to be Mike Jackson. And another fast break. I don't think I had this many fast breaks the entire game. Here we go. It's green zone. Let's see here. 6. Ball thrown away. Blue die names player charged with the turnover. So a 6. Looks like the point guard with the turnover. If the defender is rated 1 or better in column 4, he steals the pass, which he is not. So that's just a turnover for Mack Calvin. All right. Still 106-102. Point guard Roach goes in. That's at a 1-5. Contested by Calvin. There's a 5. Looks like his defense is pretty good. It looks like he stops that one. Yeah, 1-5. That's a question mark. The blue die is higher than the defender's rating. The shot is missed. Ooh, I'm not reading that right. 1-5, but it's a 1. So it's got to be higher. So it looks like, oh, it's the defensive Mack Calvin. That's why. If it's higher, the shot is missed. So Mack is a pretty good defender, but scored a basket because it is a 1. John Roach. And it's 108-102, assisted by Boone. All right. Mack Calvin gets the ball. Let's see what we got. That's a 64. That's going to be a foul on John Roach, and Roach now has 3. That's a 15 foul. And it's 3 to make 2 for Mack Calvin, who's a great foul shooter. That's going to be a 3, 33, and a 25. Lowly Squires hanging tough, the home team. 108-104. Getting close to that 3-minute mark, I believe. Let's see. We got the center with the ball. It's Jim Akins, who has not shot the ball well lately. We got a 34 potential steal. And the 4, he's got a 4, so it's not higher. Not higher. Just draw the next play card. Utah survived that shooting guard. Boom. Red-white 45. And that's a pass from Boone. Power forward. They need Denton. You haven't heard from him in a while. 31. And Randy has a contested block shot by the center Nader. It looks like with the 5, he's going to get it. CB. Yeah. Column 3 rating. It is a block shot. A miss by Denton. A block by Nader. And we'll go to the rebounding block shots chart and see what we got. We got a 23 and a 23. 23. Look at the center team rebound defense. So the Virginia Squires are going to get the ball. It's just 108-104. Here comes the Squires. Ball goes to 2. Does not exist. A 1. Let's give it a green. Green hasn't done a ton today. That's a 22. And that's 2 points. Assist. Nobody. 108-106. Fans in Roanoke or wherever the hell they are going crazy. All 500 of them. Here we go. Go to 1. Ron Boone. 64. He's going to draw the foul on the 1, which is the power forward, which is Mike Green. 3 team fouls. But a 64 is a 2-shotter for the good foul shooting Ron Boone. You can almost count on him making free throws. Watch me hex the heck out of him. Let's see. Booney is .859 as a Utah Stars player. And it's at 41. It's good. It's a great foul shooting team. They only played 16 games, so 21. Boone's going to hit 2 big free throws, giving him 27 on the game. 110-106. Ball goes to the coach's choice. And or go to 1. I'm going to go to Mack Calvin. Mack Calvin, the point guard, 6'6". Good foul, Roach. Mack Calvin comes through. Assist shooting guard Taylor, who's been on the bench a lot, but he did play about 30-plus minutes a game that year. Roach on the foul. Give him 4. 2 to make 1 for Mack Calvin. And that is a 36. 110-109. Virginia fans go nuts. All right, they've outscored them 23-16 in the period. And we're down to the shooting guard right here. That's going to be Boone. And that's a 65. He will draw a foul on Fatty Taylor. And Taylor has 3. The team has 4 team fouls. Non-shooting foul. All right. Well, Stars retain possession. And the ball's going to go to with 3 minutes left. Power forward, big Ranty Denton, who had a pretty good run for 16 games, 17 points, 14 rebounds a game. And that is a 65. He is going to draw a foul, I believe, a foul check. Oh, he's a 5, though. It's a 5 on the blue die, so that it will not be a foul. It was going to be a one-shotter. No foul, draw the next play card. So here we go. Less than 3 minutes to play. Back to Denton. And that is a 33 from Denton. And that is a B. So there's a chance for a block shot here with a 4. Greeny's usually a pretty good shot blocker. Look at column 3. And if it's higher, does that mean it's a block? I'm pretty sure. Yes. Miss by Denton. Block by Green. And we will rebound the block shot. And that's a 65 on the block shot. Ball tied up between opposing players, and jump ball is called. Blue die determines players. Blue die determines players. Okay. Well, blue die, if it's a 4, it's the small forwards that are going to jump. And we'll see how that works out. All right, problem solved. Steve Green is a 3 on a jump. Mike Jackson's a 2 on a jump. So it looks like if it's a 1 to 45, we're going to give the ball to the home team. And it's a 42, so the ball does go to Mike Jackson. Trying to give the Squires a rare chance at a lead, and I can't place a card to save my life here. And it goes to the power forward, Greeny, with a 32. 32 is a PB, which is a power forward block opportunity. And if the blue die is higher than the defender's column 3 rating, okay, and that's in column 3, that is the power forward, that is Denton. And the blue die is higher. So, as a block of Green by Denton, and that is Mike Green getting blocked, so miss for Mike Green, block by Denton, and there's a rebound block shots chart here, and that is a 32. And 32, looking at the power forward, Defensive point guard rebounds, that is going to be John Roach. So the Squires were that close to taking the lead. Fast break in the green zone. 33. Player gets fast break shot if blue die is higher. Okay, so the offensive player will be the shooting guard 2. That's Booney. His fast break rating is just 2. What am I looking at? And his, or the point guard's fast break rating. Okay. Well, looks like Roach's is 3. And the blue, if the blue die is higher. Let me see. Is higher than his, or the point guard's fast break rating. The blue die is higher than his. So he will get a fast break shot. Boone will, because the 3 is higher than his 2 on the fast break. Sorry, this fast break is so slow. The fast break 14, he scores on the fast break. So there's 2 for Ron Boone. And that was my lack of practice at running the fast break. Credit assist to point guard if his rating is used. Well, if his rating is used? Oh, his rating was not used. Okay. Otherwise, check the last play card for any assist. Point guard 8. Doesn't matter. He does get the assist anyway. So, that is 112-109 that quickly. Center. And we got a 61 for Nader. And Nader can't hit. Do I need to throw Tiki Burden in? I don't know. Rebound. Offensive small forward +1 die. Well, Jackson is a great rebounder, and he's going to get that ball on the offensive glass. So Mike Jackson. And it looks like he can draw an attempt on a column 2 shot, so let's just do that. And that's a 5. Oh, it's a 50-50 ball. Missed by Jackson. And let's use this one down here. Offensive shooting guard 5, defensive shooting guard +2, 8. Booney is going to grab the rebound. I don't think I did that twice. There we go. Boone grabs the rebound. And the Stars are slightly in control here with the lead and the ball. Power forward. We're going back to big old Randy Denton. Denton with a 64. And that's a fouled 2 unless the blue die is less than the 4. So I think that might be a foul. 64 Denton fouled 2. If the blue die is higher than the rating. Oh. I don't see it. The blue die is higher than the defender's column 6 rating. Well, the blue die is not higher than the defender's column 6 rating. So that is not. So he's forced a missed field goal attempt, it looks like. Interesting. Let me look at that one more time. Okay, the court has ruled that is a foul on Mike Green. So let's call that foul right there. 4 fouls on Mike Green, 5th team foul. And one of the best foul shooters in the league, Randy Denton, is going to go to the line. And he's got it with a 12 and a 34. Denton's money from the free throw line. And the Stars tack on a very important free throw set. And it's 114-109 with not much time to play. We've got a coach's choice. I can go to 1. And let's go Mack Calvin. I don't think Roach could guard him. Let's see what happens here. Am I right? 1-4. Contested shot. That's a blue 2. Doesn't look like Roach plays any defense. I don't think either one of these teams played the greatest defense. So Mack Calvin is going to get the 2-pointer over Roach. And that gives him 21. He averaged 19.4. Assisted by small forward 4, no. So it's 114, 111. They're keeping themselves in the game. And the ball goes to 3, 2, 4, or 1. We got threes. Let's go Steve Green. Green, you can shoot. And he gets a 55, which is a penetration type maneuver, and it looks like it's going to be a high number. So whatever the result is, it's higher than on the P, which is a one-on-one move. If the blue die's higher, he has stopped the move. Draw another fast action card. Here we go. Shooting guard. And Boone could give them a little bit of a cushion with a shot here. And that's a 42. 42 is another potential steal. And Fatty Taylor's in there for defense. And that 4 is higher than the 1. So is that a steal? It is. It's a steal by Fatty Taylor. Turnover Boone. Taylor in for the defensive stops. And he was a great stealer. 2.4 steals a game, a lifetime. And here come the Squires. Go to 1. Let's keep going to Mack Calvin. He's going to penetrate and do something good usually. 35. Unfortunately, a turnover for Mack. And Stars have the ball with limited time remaining. All right, here comes Utah. Go to 1. That looks like it's going to be Boone. Boone's going to have to be the clutch shooter, and he's got a 56. And that's a penetration type move. And Taylor will probably stop him from doing anything. That 56 for Boone. Blue die's higher than the column 5 rating. The blue die is actually not higher. Whoa, that is weird. If not higher, roll 1 die for a column 2 shot for the offensive player. So Boone can make a big shot here, and he missed it. He's no good by Boone. A good chance to put that game out of reach. Doesn't do it. Offensive center 11, defensive power forward +5. That's 20. We're definitely going to go with the Mike Green rebound. And both teams haven't scored for a while here. 1 minute left on the clock. Small forward, Mike Jackson. Didn't see much NBA action. So here we go. 1-4. Jackson, a contested 2-pointer. Steve Green's got a defensive rating of 4, which I believe, if I am learning this game at all, the blue die is higher, the shot is missed. If it's lower, scores a 2-point basket. Definitely lower. 2 points, Mike Jackson. And Mike Jackson's come off the bench for 20 points. Not the greatest defense, but he's also put in some nice shots. Assist power forward 6, nope. So we're less than a minute to play. Coach's choice. You still got to feed Boone. Boone's going to try to make a great move here. And that is a 56. And that's a potential penetration special here. And it's definitely a higher number than the blue. So, stop the move, drawing another possession card, which is not exactly the strategy Virginia wants. Goes over the point. Roach has had a great shooting game. 55, and he's got a penetration. That is, the blue die is higher. He stopped the move again. And so they're going to just run some clock here. They got to get a shot off here. I believe this is a 30-second violation if they do not. 6-3, that's a Booney with the ball. And there's going to be a 2-shot foul by the 5. It's the point guard Mack Calvin, and Mack has foul number 2. So that worked perfectly in Utah's favor. 16 fouls, 3 to make 2 for Boone. A chance to put this game on ice. 45 is good. I mean, they do have a 3-point shot, but 46. And Boone puts in both. Score is now 116. 113. We have 2 cards left. Well, I wonder how we coach a 3-point shot for this Virginia club. Let's see here. Fatty Taylor's only 22%. Mack Calvin only 24%. Let's see if there's anyone on the bench that can shoot a 3, and how do you coach that 3? Anyway, the call 3 strategy seems like a needle in a haystack chance of happening. Apparently I roll 1 die, and we determine based on, it's got to be higher than the 5, higher than the 4 on Mack Calvin and Tiki Bird, and those are our only chances, it looks like. So coach's choice, Mack Calvin, it's got to be higher. So let's go on Burden, and I got to roll higher than a 4 to get this 3 off. And it is a 5. So what that means is that Tiki gets to shoot a 3. I do believe you have to subtract 10% or 10 points off that 3-point percentage, though, because it's kind of a desperation heave. So Tiki Burden does get the ball. He's got a 22 on the 3, but we make it 12. Literally no chance of making a 3. I guess that would be an 11 or a 12. And it's a 32. So Luther Tiki Burden came in for that 3-point attempt. It does not fall. And the offensive center is going to rebound. Column 2 shot. Oh my goodness. Swen Nader has got a chance. So you say there's a chance. Big Swen, column 2 shot. Plus possible foul. Roll against defensive centers. Column 6 rating. Defensive center's column 6 rating is a, if higher, no foul. If not higher, there is a foul. So Jim Akins is most likely going to foul out here with the 5 as his defense there. And that's a 3. Foul is going to be called. And now we get a 2-point column 2 shot for Swen Nader. Let's just roll these 2 because there is a split there. But it's a 44. So the shot's no good. And Akins fouls out on the play. So he could have made a 3-point, conventional 3-point play. Jim Akins is done with 6 fouls. Swen Nader will be headed to the line for 2 free throws, and we'll check that scenario. So Swen is fouled on the shot. The Stars are in the penalty. Nader's going to try to make the first or second free throw here, and then I'm going to determine if you can intentionally miss a free throw. I doubt you can. 16 is good. So Nader makes the first free throw. And it's 116, 114. Okay, I'm not seeing any way to intentionally miss a free throw here, so Swen's going to just have to pop one in here. It's 1-6. 116, 115. And that card has already been played. So this game is in the books. There's no time technically on the clock. And this one will belong to the Utah Stars by 1 whole point, 116, 115. Looking at the stat sheet, the leading scorer in the game was Ron Boone for Utah. 11 of 22 from the floor, did not foul out, hung out with those 5 fouls, 8 of 8 from the line, made a 3, did have 4 turnovers, 3 steals. He did have 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Definitely a solid player. John Roche came through with 11 of 13 from the floor. He was on fire in the first half. Could only make 1 of 3 free throws for some reason, but still, 23 points as the starting point guard. Even Al Smith had his moments. He had a good 5-assist game. He was the assist leader, maybe in 75 or 74. Maybe a 74. He was the ABA assist leader or in the league leaders. Randy Denton, 15.7 boards. Didn't shoot great. Steve Green, 7 of 11. Shot the ball reasonably well for the Stars, who did hit 51% from the field. Neither one of these teams are known for their defense. So, anyhow, the Squires, the losing Squires, who valiantly came back, they were down double digits for much of this game. I thought they were pretty much out of it, but they were led by Burden, who threw in 28. I didn't have him in the final, except for that final play, mostly in that fourth quarter. He did play a part of the first half of the quarter, but Fatty Taylor was in there to stop Boone, and he did a pretty good job. 28 points for Burden on 9 of 16, 10 of 11 from the line. Mike Jackson came off the bench. Willie Wise played just a handful of games, but did average 13.7, so I started him. But Mike Jackson was the true player most of the year. 7 for 10 and 6 for 7 from the line. 20 points. And another good performance from Fatty Taylor. Threw in 7 off the bench. Had his 4 assists. Had a big steal. Swen Nader. Big Swen, 21 and 9. 6 of 10 from the floor. 9 of 12 from the line. Mack Calvin, his 21 points. Just 2 assists on 6 of 11, 9 for 9 from the line. 46 free throw attempts for the Squires. 30 free throw attempts for the Stars, and the Stars hit 83% of them, and the Squires hit 80%. Rebounding, let's take a look at the overall rebounding numbers, including team rebounds. We had 48 for the Squires, 39 for the Stars. Turnovers, 20 for the Squires, 16 for the Stars. Like I said, 29-22 score in that fourth period. Stars pull this one out despite the comeback of the Squires. 88 shots from the floor for the Stars, 80 for the Squires. See, that seems a little bit low, but the free throw attempts are just the opposite. These teams were basically just hacking each other most of the game. Like I said, both teams played 25% winning ball or less. Squires only won 18% of their games. So an interesting matchup of some lowly teams. The Stars were disbanded by December of 1975, and the Squires crawled to the end of the season. I think paychecks were bouncing by game 83. So there you have it. The Virginia Squires come up short at home against the Stars. Have a good one.